Here we are, Superstar.
Hey up.
Just getting ready.
Yeah. So
It's Thursday.
Thursday. I've lost track of the days.
Yeah, so we've had
just been for a watch over at St Ninians with the family. Then just while the classics were on and the lightweight, because you don't get to watch much when you're riding. That's it, because you're always getting ready. So everything's already up the top of the paddock ready to go. I thought I'd just go for a 10-15 minute watch. Wander back over.
So the session you're about to go out in now was actually yesterday's session, is it? So that was cancelled and put on as contingency today.
Well, I say everything's been cancelled since Sunday. So we did Sunday night, we got our newcomer laps in and a couple of others. Then it got red flagged. Monday got cancelled for weather. Tuesday got cancelled for weather. They put contingencies in place for Wednesday, and that got cancelled by about 10 in the morning because it was just rain straight away and it wasn't due to stop all day. It never did. It was awful all night. Lucky the awning didn't blow away.
My tent did, but yeah.
What was it? 2 TVs you've broke this week.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, so just get my gear on now, walk back up to the assembly bay and see how we get on. Like I say, it'd be nice to get 7 laps in today, in this afternoon and then this evening, see if we can make up some lost time.
So we're out first on the R6.
Yeah.
2 laps on that.
Yeah, we'll go for 2 laps on your R6, hopefully just to make sure that it can do 2 full laps on that fuel tank, which I reckon it will. It should be alright.
We've not actually spoke about that, have we, yet, with the fuel tank? It's
yeah, so there's an issue with fuel tank sizes on the R6. You need to make them bigger, you need to have them blown out, but expand them with air. But, never got around to doing it, so we've cut the filler neck out, which some people get away with doing, just cutting the filler neck out anyway. So we might get away with it. It depends on how
fast you are.
Effectively, yeah. Weirdly enough, the faster you go, the less fuel it uses, because you're not slowing down as much to then have to accelerate. It's obviously full throttle acceleration that's going to drink the fuel.
So today's a bit of a test run, isn't it, for that then?
So that's why I want to make sure I get a full 2 laps in on the 600, sorry, and then I want to try and do 3 laps on the twin, because it's a similar concept we could do. We're trying to see if it can do 3 laps, because if they shorten the race from 4 laps down to 3, you still have to do a compulsory pit stop, which means you don't have to waste time fueling
up, yeah.
You just come in, stop, go. Or even if we do, so that's the last thing I'll do. So I'll do 1 lap this afternoon, no fuel, and then this evening do 2 laps and see if it makes it to the end. And if it runs out, we can gauge how much we need to throw in on like a splash and dash pit stop. But if it doesn't run out, don't need to put any fuel.
Well, let's hope you don't run out, because then that means someone's going to come and get you, and then you might miss your lap on the twin.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean on the twin. Oh yeah, so you're thinking the 600 there? Yeah, I was thinking the twin there. Yeah, either of them I don't want to run out, but at least the twin is going to be at the end of the day. So if that runs out at the end,
you're not missing any sessions.
I'm not missing any sessions. Yeah, just going to wait to get back. The 600 in this session now. Yeah, it'd be nice if I can get around it. 2 full laps, get around, and then go out for 1 on the twin. And if I can't, I'll say worst case you're only missing 1 lap on the twin.
Looking for some tape. Right, we're back in the garage. We've been out today, spun a few laps.
Yeah, 3 laps in. Happy enough with that, to be fair. Yeah, got decent times in. Would have been nice to get out again tonight, but the rain has spoiled the fun again. But yeah, happy enough. So I did 2 laps on the 600.
In the senior class?
Yeah, in the senior. I don't know what my standing start that time was on that, but then I did I
think it was about 106, 107, I think, from memory.
109 on me flying lap, which I was happy with. I don't know what the point, whatever it was, but 109 mile an hour lap, which
is fucking mega, I will say.
Yeah, well happy with that. It's fast, I'm happy with that. I wasn't expected to go anywhere near as fast as that, so I'm happy with that. It's shaking its head a little bit on the front, so on the bumps. So sort of out of Ginger Hall through Kenilworth's alright, but after Kenilworth through to Glentrammon and then up towards Milntown, there's a lot on the bumps. It's very much shaking its head about a little bit. One of the faster lads come past us through there, and visibly you could see his bike was way more settled. Don't get me wrong, he was riding it faster as well, a bit better, right? But it just wasn't doing anything like what mine was doing. And when it starts shaking its head, you want to roll the throttle a little bit then, because look, faster in case it decides to get any worse. So what I'm going to try and make some changes to try and improve that a bit. Yeah, happy with that in general. I think that's it. I can go a little bit quicker just by getting more and more used to where I'm going. You get some of the corners you go around halfway through and you think, oh, I'm so slow here. Open the throttle up again. You realise it's a lot faster a corner than you were anticipating. So I can I'll just pick up and just see what happens. Let's keep going and just see what happens. Then we're out for 1 lap on the twin because I wanted to do 1 lap on the twin this afternoon and 2 this evening to see if it'll do 3 full laps.
Because of the rain, we had compressed schedule, haven't we?
Yeah,
so.
they shortened it down. Yeah, so both bikes were right in the same session. So I did 2 on that, jumped off, had a couple of minutes talking with Neil, and then jumped on this, and then out I went. And there was 5 minutes of the session left remaining when I started. It was roughly a 20-minute lap, 21-minute lap, something like that. So I knew I was coming back to a checker flag. I knew I wasn't going to get a second lap in on the twin, which I was fine with. And then I wanted to do 2 laps on each tonight. They compressed the schedule down again, so I thought, right, well, I'll do 2 laps on the twin and then potentially 1 on the R6 afterwards. And about 10 minutes before roads were due to close, they cancelled it again because it started drizzling. It's light rain. It doesn't have to be much rain to make it lethal slipping. So rather than stringing everybody along with delay, the clerk of the course and whoever else is involved in the decision making decided just to cancel it.
You can't knock them for that, can you?
No,
they're very, very quick to make that decision.
I'd rather they do it
yeah,
that way. I think most people would, because it's frustrating when you sat waiting to go for an hour or 2 and then go, yeah, you're not going. And if you go, no, sorry, we're calling it there, I go, right, okay.
And they've made the right decision every time as well, haven't they?
100%, yeah. So it's been like, no stress. You can go, right, what do we do instead? So we're fitting a couple of extra bits. So I'm going to try a different screen, because the twin, there's the standard screen that's on it. So if I say standard screen, not much of this bike's bloody standard, to be honest with you, but the screen that came on it, something like that. It's really tall for someone as small as me. And as I'm riding, as I'm trying to look ahead of me, the ridge of the screen is in my eye line when I'm settled. And then when you're tucked in, I'm looking well through it. And weird enough, I don't know if you'll be able to see much through that. I don't know if it'll give the effect or not. But it gives you the sort of feeling of being in a fishbowl. So when I'm trying to look a quarter mile in the distance, everything's a little bit distorted. And as soon as you look right over the screen, it becomes crystal clear. So if you're on a smaller screen, because I'm aerodynamic, I can get in behind that, no problem. It's not an issue. It doesn't need to be that big. It's not like I'm 6'2". But that one's a lot smaller. So when it's on the back, it'll fit somewhere like that. So it's about yay high, smaller maybe. I don't know. So I'm hoping that with that on, it'll be a little bit easier to see where I'm going effectively. So give that a go. Nothing wrong with trying it. If I don't like it, I'll switch back now.
Oh.
We have a visitor. Hello. Hey up, come in. Alright. I got some dad's here.
We're doing the vlog.
Say hello.
Can I not be in the video?
This is Ryan's younger brother. Is it younger brother, isn't it?
Hey?
Younger brother Max.
Younger but bigger. Yeah.
How's
it going? This is Yo-Yo. So this is
Yo-Yo.
This is the Shiba Inu. Dog meme dog.
No.
Wow, very big.
Much bike. Mini wow.
So fast. Such wow. Lel.
Well.
What are you measuring?
So measuring sag. So I'm no suspension guru by far, but a friend of mine is. So Richard from Maxton's going to come tomorrow and have a nosy around it, see if he can make any suggestions before he goes home, just to help us make the bike a little bit more stable. And he wanted me to measure the sag setting, so I'm just going to measure the height from the spindle to a point on the seat vertically above it, distance with it just under its own weight, and then you're going to lift it up in the air and I'll measure it again with no weight on it and see what the difference is. I've already done the front on the stand, so the amount of chrome stanchions showing when the bike was in the air was 124 mil, and then when we lowered it, get a bit of a bounce and really let it settle, it was 100 mil, so it's 24 mil of sag on the front, which I think sounds like quite a bit too much actually, slightly. But I genuinely don't know. I'm rubbish at setting up suspension. I just get on it and ride it.
Because I'm a retard and we have no idea what's actually in it, it doesn't help either, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't help that we don't know what springs are in it or anything, because you are what I like to call tool phobic.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. I know a few people that are very similar. Our Max is the same. So, Yeah, so we'll see if Richard can make any suggestions. He's going to have a bit of a feel, we'll have a look at some settings and see where it's at, and see if we can, just make a couple of suggestions that might make it easier.
One of the questions we've had through YouTube already
Right.
is about the difference in suspension from the TT to just normal track riding. Have we adjusted anything to make it soft or anything like that?
I've got on it and ridden it so far.
I suppose the other question should be, should we adjust it?
Probably not. I wouldn't say we should have done it. If we don't know what's in it, we don't know what's in it. In an ideal world, I'd have had the shock out, I'd have had the forks out, I'd have taken them. I'd have taken them to somebody like Richard or to Tote or someone like that to have them refresh them and set them up with a bit of a base mat, a bit of a base setting. But I haven't had the time nor the money to do that, so I've got what I've got. In terms of track settings, usually they're a bit firmer and a bit stiffer damped. As far as I'm aware, the roads tend to go slightly stiffer on springs but slightly softer on the damping to allow the suspension to basically want to keep the wheels in contact with the ground as much as possible. With it being so bumpy and so many sort of little jumps and divots and potholes and what have you, and white lines, the idea is to, as you go over a bump, is to quickly push the wheel back down into contact with the ground, but to also allow it to absorb and to not end up bouncy effectively. Whereas racing, it's quite smooth, so the suspension doesn't need to move quite so far, quite so quickly. It's much more of a fine tuning on circuits than it is on a road. On a road, I personally just need it to be a little bit more user friendly, shall we say? A little bit just, less shaky. Just want it to just be smoother and flowing, so I can just ride the thing basically, rather than at the moment it's just shaking itself about a bit and making it a handful. So yeah, see how we end up with it and have a go tomorrow.
So we'll know a bit more when Richard's been, won't we?
Yeah, like I said, tonight's practice got cancelled, didn't it? So it would have been nice to get back out. So he's going to come have a nose on. I'm going to take these settings for him, so because it's something he asked me to record before he comes. And have a bit of a look over it, see if we can make any suggestions, and then we'll see if it's any better tomorrow afternoon. I think we're out tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.
Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
Don't know how many laps we're going to get on each yet. I'm just playing it by ear. See what happens.
I'll see you later. Go on, lad.